Welcome to The Explainer. You know, you ever wonder how massive companies like Netflix or Amazon keep their systems running so smoothly, even when things go wrong behind the scenes? Well, a huge part of that answer is a concept called observability. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that is and why it's become so absolutely critical for building reliable software. So let's start with a scene that gives every single developer a cold sweat. It's 3 in the morning, your phone starts buzzing, it's an alert, the system is down. And of course, frustrated users are already all over social media. You know something is broken, but you have no idea what, or more importantly, why. You're just flying blind, frantically digging through logs, trying to find that one tiny needle in a giant digital haystack. This exact situation, that dreaded unknown unknown, is precisely the problem observability was created to solve. See, in today's world of microservices and cloud infrastructure, systems are just unbelievably complex. A single failure in one tiny, seemingly insignificant component can set off this catastrophic domino effect, and in ways you literally could never have predicted. Okay, so here's the big idea. Observability isn't just about collecting a bunch of data or staring at a pretty dashboard. It's really about giving you the superpower to ask any question you want about your system's internal state, especially those questions you didn't even know you needed to ask, and then actually getting a clear answer back. Now, this is where a lot of people get tripped up. Monitoring. Observability. They sound kind of similar, right? And people use them interchangeably all the time. But they really represent a fundamentally different way of thinking about the health of your systems. Let's think of it this way. Monitoring is your smoke alarm. It screams, fire, which, don't get me wrong, is super important, but it can't tell you where the fire started or why. Observability, on the other hand, is like having a thermal camera. It lets you see right through the walls to pinpoint the exact source of the heat, track how it's spreading, and understand what's fueling it. It's the difference between knowing the symptom and actually diagnosing the disease. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that core difference. Monitoring is for your known unknowns, the problems you already expect and know to look for. But observability, that's for the unknown unknowns, those bizarre, completely unpredictable failures that only happen out in the wild, complex world of modern software. So how do we actually get this superpower of asking any question we want? Well, it all comes down to collecting and then weaving together 3 core types of data, and these are famously known as the 3 pillars of observability. Each of these pillars gives you a totally unique lens to look at your system. Metrics are like your vital signs, the high-level numbers like CPU usage. Logs, they're the detailed diary, that nitty-gritty, time-stamped record of every single thing that happens. And traces are the story of a single request's journey through your entire system. Now, individually, they're useful, but together, that's when you get the complete picture. Let's zoom in on traces for a second, because this is where the magic really happens in modern apps. I mean, think about it. A single click from a user might bounce between a dozen different microservices. A trace follows that one request through its entire journey, connecting all the dots. So this means you can see not just that a request was slow, but you can pinpoint exactly which service in that chain is the bottleneck. It's basically like a GPS for your code. Okay, so we've got all this incredible data from our logs, our metrics, and our traces. So now what? Well, now we can finally shift our focus from just looking at server health to measuring what truly matters, the actual experience our users are having. A really great place to start is with the 4 golden signals, a concept made famous by Google's site reliability engineering teams. They give you a simple but super powerful dashboard for your service's health. You just ask, is it slow? That's latency. Are requests failing? Those are errors. Is the system creaking under the load? That's saturation. You put them all together and you get this crystal clear snapshot of the user experience. But you know, reliability isn't just about whether things fail. It's about how quickly you can recover when they do. This timeline is crucial for understanding that whole process. It breaks down an incident into these key phases. MTTD is mean time to detect. How long does it take you to even know there's a problem? And MTTR is mean time to resolve. Once you know, how fast can you actually fix it? The whole game is making those windows of time as short as humanly possible. And this really gets to the heart of it. The whole point of observability isn't just to have fancy dashboards. It's to make a real-world impact on these numbers. You want to shrink that red bar, the time you're down, and expand the green bar, the time you're up. A good observability platform helps you find problems faster and, you guessed it, fix them faster. And that means less downtime, happier users, and ultimately a much healthier business. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but let's get real for a minute. How does a team actually do this? You don't just flip a switch and suddenly become observable. It's a journey. It's a process of gradually maturing not just your tools, but your whole team culture. And this is what that journey usually looks like. A lot of teams start at level 0, just firefighting in the dark. Then they start to move up. They add some basic metrics, they centralize their logs, and then comes the real breakthrough, correlating all 3 pillars to achieve true observability. Of course, the holy grail is level 4, using AI and machine learning to predict problems before they even impact users. The key is just to know where you are on this map and what your very next step should be. And that brings us to our final thought. Observability really isn't just another tech buzzword. It's the bedrock for building reliable, high-performing software in this modern era. It's what gives development teams the confidence to move fast and to innovate without that constant fear of breaking things. So the question I'll lead you with is this: how observable is your system? And what's your next step on that journey?